Last night we got here just after dark. It's blowing very hard straight over the top of the hill there. Anyway, this morning it seems to be blowing from the west. We're rolling, but it's not too bad. We're in Rescue Bay. Had a great sail yesterday. It was all the way from St. Bees. It was very painful to start with. We were boasting if we managed to get 4 knots out of the boat between Jack and I. Spending an hour on the helm and an hour down below. Anyway, as we slowly got towards the Percys, we didn't know if we were going to get here or not. The wind just filled into about 10 knots, maybe a little bit more, and we had the Genoa up, absolutely fantastic. We managed to get about 7 knots to 7.5 out of the boat. It was brilliant sailing for about the last 3 hours. Anyway, we're in Rescue Bay here on Percy Island. Just show you around. You've got a really nice motorboat. It's only just come in, called Southerly, I think it is. And then you've got Bruce here, and Bruce and Southerly are together. All that lot's some guy's toys. And obviously he's relocating up north. Seen the catamaran before, that was in Hill Inlet. And there's a beautiful beach in there, in Rescue Bay. I've seen quite a few goats. They seem to have fun climbing down that sand dune there. We're on White Bay on Percy Island. We're just going up to Telephone Rock up here and ring up my wife. Looking over there, centre of the screen is South Percy. Coming on round. Got a boat coming in, just a little speck you'll be able to see out there. And then in here you've got 4 boats, 2 motorboats, and 1 kayaker. It's our second day in White's Bay. Sun's just rising. I can see that 1 boat's left. The sun's just shining on the top of the island. Just picking my son up from the beach. He's had a big walk. Going to smack those, aren't you? There you go. Look at his well trained, cleaning his shoes up. How you go, Jack?
It was hot and hard. It's like my...
Hot and hard. Day 2 in the bay. A few boats have come in and a few have left. My son's walked over to the A-frame hut and he's got back here and he's knackered. There's a few more boats coming in the bay. There's 1 sailing boat in front and a motorboat behind. And there's a gaggle of boats down there. Been quite a good day today. It's not too hot. I made it to Percy Island with my son. We've arrived round in White Bay because it was too windy round the other side, and he's walked over to the A-frame hut up by the house and down the steep side and back up the steep side as well. And he came down the beach, had a swim. Now he's walked up to the telephone rock, which is still fairway, so he can speak to his girlfriend. Tomorrow we're heading off. I think we're going to Hexham if we can. If not, we're going to Island Head. I'll make a determination in the morning. We're going to set off from here about 4 o'clock, and it's about 20 miles, so I'm going to kind of do a rum line towards Island Head, and if it looks suitable, I'm going to anchor at Hexham for the night. It's 5:30 in the morning, and we're leaving our anchorage at White Bay. There's quite a few boats here today. I can see must be about 20 boats at Percy's, at least. There's one catamaran coming after me. Looking there at South Percy. It's got some very nice beaches and a couple of anchorages, but most people go to Middle Percy because you've got the walks and the A-framed hut, and that it seems to be a much better, nicer place. That's the rum line straight through the island, so we can't do that, so we're going round the island, and we're doing, as you can see, 5.7 knots and 43 nautical miles to go. At 6 o'clock the north end of South Percy are being going along at about 6 knots now. We're making progress pretty quickly. The boat's going fairly well. I'm doing about 5.5 knots over the ground. And South Percy, the southern end is abeam now. We're going pretty well, and there's 3 boats I can see behind. There must be a few more, I think, coming, but I can only see 3. And there's one boat that went round the other side of South Percy. He must be heading for the Keppels, just straight through. Looking behind, I don't know what you can see there. There's a green sail kind of dead behind in the centre of the screen, and then you might see 2 white blips. This is our South Percy over here, over the solar panel. Anyway, it's a very good sail so far. This is a routine we have to do quite regularly, is empty the toilet. On these trips I generally don't put any chemicals in it, because you empty it out every couple of days. Coming into Island Head Creek. That's the headland there. You go round right in front. We go basically in, round the headland and carry on in. There's a yacht at the moment off the point there. Not quite sure what he's doing. He's either got a very poor engine because he's not making much progress. Bit of tide running against us here. A bit like a washing machine just here. But you're always going to get a tide running somewhere around in Island Head Creek. Just heading back out a little way and we're going to anchor behind this big sandbank here, where we'll get a decent bit of wind down the hatch. There's the point there. You can walk right round the point for about 4 kilometres. I'm walking down the beach to there's a rock down there, and when you get to the rock there's one specific point down there where you can phone. Don't ask me why, it's just where the Telstra beam aligns, and it's within about a metre of where Jack's standing there. You can get a phone conversation out from Island Head Creek. Sometimes you can get one on your boat, but you've got to be lucky. There's quite a few boats in here, about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 I can see down there. Beautiful boat out here. Zoom in a bit. There you go. And there's 2 boats up, 3 boats up there. I've had a pleasant night in Island Head Creek. I just had one halyard rattle during the night. Kept me awake. I wonder what the devil it was. I thought it was something in the cupboard, but it was a spinnaker halyard that's clipped onto the stanchion. Haven't heard it for probably 5 years getting on since I had the boat. Beautiful beach here, but hard to walk on. You sink in. Coming round, we're going to follow close by that rock there and along the headland and out. There's a sandbank in the centre of the screen, and you can either go along the headland on that side and come in, or on the headland on this side, but it's pretty shallow in the middle. Here we're heading today to Port Clinton and maybe stop in Pearl Bay depending on the weather. It's blowing today, I reckon it's blowing 15 knots from somewhere from the north, I'm not sure where. It'll be a good wind anyway, and 2 reefs in the main, we'll get down there very quickly. Since it's only a short leg, I've pulled the dinghy up and put it on the deck. It's only 10 miles to Port Clinton, so I think we can put up with it there. Leaving Island Head Creek behind, I reckon there's about about 10 knots, maybe 15 knots of breeze out here at the moment. A bit underpowered. I've got a fully reefed main and my jib. The landscape along here, this part of the coast, very scenic but dry at the moment. Needs a good drop of rain. Last time I was up here with Jack, I was reading Harry McClary, and we were heading into a northeaster similar to this, and I was tacking, and I was reading Harry McClary, and had a fairly long tack into that beach anyway. I thought, I was lying up the front of Stratos with him, and I thought, I wonder how far we're off the beach. So I thought I'd better go and have a look. And I climbed out, looked out the hatch, and we were about 1.5 waves off the beach. I had to dive out, trip over the main sheet traveller, flick the autopilot and push the helm away. Now I've got Jack here now playing a video game on his phone. Nothing's changed much. We just went through Pearl Bay, which is just there, and he's getting on for nearly a couple of hours off low tide. and we got down to 1.9 going round the reef in there, so it gets very shallow. Going by some lovely scenery here, hoop pines. Great bit of the coastline. 8.5 meters of water here, and I think we're doing about 7 knots with the tide at the moment. I'm guessing that because we're going quite well. That'll be a nice rock to hit in the night. Coming round this corner into Port Clinton. It's a huge area of water. There's a lot of sand and there's a lot of sandbanks. This is the first anchorage in Port Clinton. And we're going to go around in this one here, and then there's a better walk on the beach. Coming into this beautiful anchorage here. Mosean. We're here in Port Clinton. Just been through a storm. Had a shower in the rain.